Hello, you crafty people. I am very happy to be back with you guys. If you're new to my channel, welcome, welcome, welcome. If you're not, thank you so much for joining me again. Most of you probably know I am Lisa. I don't know what I'm doing. I mean, I know what I'm doing, but you know, should I say hello to everybody all the time or just get into it? You know, that's the kind of thing I don't know. Anyway, we are in the midst of making these little, I'm calling them Mother Day gifts, but they could, you know, be for anything that can fit into a purse very easily. So what I have done is I have taken and prepared, like we had finished last time, I'd prepared all of my album covers. I chose, for this one only, I've got my front cover glued on. I glued on a pocket with a envelope, the A2 envelope that was already made. You can certainly just make one if you want. But this does not have a gusset. This is just a regular A2 envelope. And then I have piecemealed together sheets for the inside front. I think I'm leaving the inside back plain for maybe a nice note. Actually, I ought to do that backwards, shouldn't I? Leave the inside front for a nice note. Put it on the back. That, I think, is what I'll do. And then I thought I could just get away with just doing the envelope here, and you certainly could if you wanted to, but I think, so I have pre-cut the paper that I needed because I didn't want to waste any of my designer paper, okay? So I have pre-cut these, so as I am cutting, I am saving and going ahead and gluing on the pieces. You know, the extra piece, so nothing is going to waste in this bad boy, including the little pieces that I cut off with the, you know, so everything's being used. I am making two little eyelets. You can see the little eyelet there. I chose to do 1/8 of an inch just because basically on the back I have very little room for one. And I have this ribbon. It's a burlap ribbon with a white and pink stitch in it, which I thought was perfect for these little books with this beautiful Prima paper. So that's where we're at. And then I have also done all of my envelopes with the eyelet lace, and then I have the leftovers. This we will do after we finish all of these. So we have that. I just wanted to show you what one looked like. Now I'm going to take you through the process of doing one. So here's one. I am putting when you fold it, the two edges, I'm putting that on the bottom. That's what I'm choosing to do now. If you have one that you know, if it looks better to you to put it at the top, then by all means do what you feel is going to work well for you. Now I have these papers, not this one. Let's see, 1, 2. What did I do? This one I cut off of already. Oh, there they are. Okay, excuse me. I had these papers. So, I did pull out all of these so that we can put a few into, well, there's 5 of them, but there's 6 papers. So, we can definitely put a couple of these just, you know, into the envelope in the back, and you can just write your note there. So one of these could just fit down in that envelope very nicely. Or if we leave the front open and put our paper on the back, we can definitely put one of these in there And maybe just use it as a tuck spot where they could fill in a little note to somebody. But as long as we keep it very thin. So all of these are pulled out. I'm not wild about the back of that page anyway for these little jobbies. Definitely would be using them if I was doing an album or something like that. Okay, so let's go ahead and use this one. And we are just going to jump right into this. Now, the things you're going to need for this thing is something to do eyelets with. If you don't have eyelets, then by all means glue your ribbon down underneath the front and the back cover pages. You know, that's easy peasy to fix. See, I don't need to bring it all the way over. Get that out of my way. Okay. So the ribbon spine that I'm using kind of comes over approximately a ½ an inch. So I'm not having to cut this all the way to the edge like I normally would. Excuse me while I cut this on my big cutter, and then I'll do the little cut on my little cutter. So you can follow along. All right. So there we go. And then let's just move this. So I've got score tape, magnets, and of course bone folder and scissors and things such as that. Where did I put the mark? Right there. Alrighty. No. Didn't get that quite. There we go. Okay, now one thing is you want to do the best you can at leaving these very straight. Okay? So here is my cover. Looks very cute. Another thing you can do with these is you can cut out these a little smaller and set it in the center. Whatever you want to do, you know, with those to use as decoration is beautiful. Now this piece, I'm just going to glue down as we move along with this. You do have two sides if you're using, you know, two-sided, so you'll be able to choose. If you only have one side, well, you won't have. And you don't have to do this as you go along. I am just trying to get to a finished, as close to finished as possible when we move on to the next one. Okay, so I have that. I'm going to go ahead and glue this down. I hope everybody's been doing well. We've been, oh gosh, today was absolutely gorgeous. My husband and I went out to lunch and did a few errands in town. And got home and took a nap. We are still not over our grandson being here. I tell ya, we are just two old fuddy duddies. Oh, I'm sure most of you can relate. And those of you that are mothers with young children, you know, we did it when we were young, like you were, like you are now. And we know what goes into it. And I tell you, you know, Mother's Day's coming up, and this is for some women that are in my grandson's life that are very important to him. So that's why I'm making 6 of these. I am going to be sending these to his mother so that she can send them on to these very important women in his life, that he can give them something for Mother's Day. I thought, you know, they do so much for him, and I appreciate it, since I'm not close enough to do things. So that is that. So now I'm thinking I could use one of these smaller two. I'm going to go ahead and cut two of these off. Whoopsie. Loud. Because our goal is to use every bit of this paper. Since I got enough leftovers, I do not need any more leftovers. Okay, and then I need... Don't put it away yet. But I feel for the people that are my age that, yes, it would be fine, you know, taking care of them on a daily basis, as, you know, like while they're at work or something. That's one thing. But there are those people that, what do you think, guys? I think that would be all right. Leave it open so it would just be a tuck spot, because it's just glued on two sides. And then, you know, you can stick a card or something inside. One of the larger cards could go inside, which would decorate, and then you could write on that, because this is, you could write on the back of that, wouldn't hurt. So let's go ahead and put this down. Because I have a feeling that it's going to be stuck in with the eyelet. So that's okay. That's okay. And I didn't pull out a bunch of white eyelets because each one, I think, could use, you know, possibly it doesn't have to be white. It could be something else. So, I'm going to put that one in here for the next one that we do. There's that. I don't have a finished sheet yet, so almost done with that. And then the back will get another one of those sheets. So I can go ahead and cut. Now this is wired. I am not removing the wire because I feel like the wire gives it a little bit more, gives me a little bit more control over where, you know, where I want to cut. And I'm just kind of picking this up. Wire, I shouldn't use those scissors for sure when I have wire. It just is a little rough on them, and you want your shears for material to stay very, very sharp. Now, all I'm doing is putting a bit of glue on the edge. And then I'm kind of going to lay that over on the side to dry. I'm not cutting them all because envelopes are inherently not square, and I want to make sure that I'm getting it from end to end. So, you know, call me silly. All right, so now I'm going to get another envelope, and the envelope is going to go on the back, and we're going to get our little bits and pieces out. Okay, so here we have one of these, and we can just go from edge to edge. Put where you're going to cut and where you're going to cut. Okay. Let's do this one first. So we have the largest piece here left over. Okay. And this will go right on to that. And then Where did I put right? Let's see, I'm going to line this up. I can't tell what's writing and what's what's the pencil mark. Okay. All right, and that's going to go right onto that. Let's put these for a moment back in here so I'm keeping a relatively clean area. Okay, so this was going to go right on our envelope like that. I'm going to go ahead and glue it. Because all of this is white and the core of the paper is white, I am not inking anything. If this bothers you, by all means, if your paper just screams to you, oh my gosh, let's antique this up, or let's soften it up, or, you know, whatever you want to do, you go right ahead. But this is a little shabby chic. I don't want to put vintage photo. I don't want to put extra pink. I think the paper speaks volumes here. It's going to be just fine. Okay, now this little piece here that I cut, don't throw that. Don't glue that down. I said, yeah, I'll put it here, but no, we're going to use that. Now I need another one. Let's do the blue here. And now this envelope, I don't know if you can tell, it goes in. Okay, so I'm going to show you an easy peasy way of making this paper line up. So first thing I want to do is just worry about the top. Where are we going to want to cut the top? Okay, so I'm going to make a mark, and I'm going to go ahead and cut the top off. You know, cut the width that I'm going to need. There we go. That's for our scraps. And then I'm going to, let's see, where am I? Okay. And then I'm going to lay this back up so that I can see the bottom of the envelope. So I've pulled it down a little bit, and I'm just going to get the mark of where I'm going to cut that. So we have the width just right. Okay. Alrighty. So now what you're going to do, because you have this nice, nice top and bottom, but it's not working. So you put it where it's going to, where you're going to want it, like if you glue it down, and you can see on the bottom where you're going to want this to actually hit. I need to make this one a little darker because I'm going to lose it. There we go. Okay, so now you're going to put it in your cutter. Guillotine cutter is probably one of the better ones for this. You're going to put on the mark on the bottom part of your flap piece, and then on the top you're going to make sure that it goes right to the edge but not over it, because you don't want to cut that. And then you just slice it off. And then we're going to do the same thing. We're going to put our finger so that that paper is not going to get cut off. And then the mark is going to go right where it is, right where we want it, so that we'll cut through the mark. And then we have a nicely fitting envelope lip. Not all the envelopes are like that. Some of them you're just going to have to round the corners. You'll be fine. But these just so happen to actually go in a little bit. Okay, so let's glue. No, okay. What we're going to do now is we're going to take a piece of this. So probably 3.5 inches. And we're going to cut, let's make sure it's straight because we're going to be using it on our, there we go. Because you know me and straight, we're not completely thrilled with each other. You can make this as long as you want. I just made it about 3.5. I'm just gluing the tips together. Now I'm going to get out 2 of my magnets. These don't have any glue on them at all. So I'm going to go ahead now and just put glue down in here. And I'm going to slide this down in there. And you know, once it gets on the glue, it kind of sits. And I'm going to put some, I forgot the metal tip on my, okay, the metal tip on your glue. All right, now let's use the pencil lead. That's not metal. There we go. And then we're going to close this down. All right, so there's that. Now, I'm going to use my centering piece on my envelopes. I'm going to put a little bit of glue on the top and the bottom, not as much on the top. And I'm going to glue this down in the center. Okay, so there's that. Then we're going to glue this over the top. I've got to remember that the other side of this blue is this beautiful pink. And use more of it. Okay, and then we're just going to glue this right down over the top. And I guess I did do a boo-boo. I was supposed to put it underneath here. Da! Da 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 da. So, yeah, I was supposed to put my, let's see if my spatula will work so that I can get, now that is glued down very well. Let's see, can I get up in here? Oh, I can. There we go. Okay. So, a little more difficult. Normally going to be super easy. Oh. Okay. I forgot that I can't leave them in little bubbles because they just stay there. So aggravating. Well, we'll let them dry and we'll snip off the edges. Okay. Okay, so let's find I want to put some glue so that it'll stay. Oh, come on. It's good to make mistakes. Okay. Now I'm going to pour some glue down in here so that my paper will get nice and tight around that and it won't move. I'm making sure I'm pushing that glue up around this. Now I'm not going to remove this until after that dries, and that will also give time to allow the glue that was on the magnet to dry against the top of the paper as well. Don't usually like to put glue on the top, but you know, if you make a mistake, you make a mistake. Excuse me. So lid first, then the bottom. There we go. So that is what I've done on the envelope. You certainly can do more. If I end up with more, I would love to make a little piece that would slide down in, or at least fill this up. Under here, let me just slide something in so you see what I mean. You know, something that will fill this section up down past here. So, yeah. So there we go. So there is our envelope made. Yay. Now we're going to need, so the envelope is going on the back, but we still need our paper to go on the back and our paper to go here. So let's see if we have produced enough scrappage to, and I need another little piece that's going to fill in this area here. So let me go ahead and make a mark. And cut it off. Get that all the way up. Okay. See, are you going to fill in nicely? Oh, look at that. Lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Okay. There's that. And then this can go here. Cut this piece off. Oh, made it a little too short. Dadgum. Dadgum. Well, we'll come up with something. Or we'll just do this. There. Well, that still won't work. That's okay. Maybe we have this. We'll figure that little piece out. Not to worry, we will figure that little piece out. Okay, and this pretty pink, I think I will do solid up here, and then we will, yeah. So, let's see. We're going to put it right here. See where our bottom needs to have glue to. We're putting glue on this so that we're not putting it where we don't need it on this sheet. Make sure I have it up the right way. Push it right up against. There we go. What's here? No, I don't like that. And we're going to put all right. I'll put this puppy here. And we're going to lay this right there, up against both, and burnish. There we go. Now we're going to let that dry. We're going to, see, I pulled on that, and I shouldn't have. I'm going to see if we can fold these to the back a little bit. Yeah, I think we'll be fine. So let me find the book. What to do with it right here. So this is our front cover, and I want a little more of a focal point. So I can do this piece for sure. But we'll look and see what we like the best. And we'll go ahead and take this off, even though I don't think I'm going to use this green. But it does have that. That'll be cute to use. Okay. All right, and oh, I did have some pink ribbon with some polka dots. That would be totally cute on one. Okay, so we have these two big cards, which this could totally be, because it's the same flower, so this could totally be, I might get some kind of pattern and cut this out and set it on there. Or, yeah, I think that's a little too much. Or I could just do the confidence, but then it covers up everything and it's so pretty. Let me go ahead and cut this one. But we can definitely decorate the front however you want. Again, I'm doing it so that if they want to put it in their purse and have it be like a brag book, that they totally can. Okay, so I'm ready. I can actually do the eyelet on the front, but I cannot do the eyelet on the back. So that's what I'm sitting here to do. I went into my scrap drawer where I have all my scrap pieces. This was from a digital kit that I used for, I can't remember what project it was, but it was just a piece left, and you can use all of that stuff up, guys. All of that stuff. Okay. So what do we have left that needs on here? So let's... Oh, that almost fit in there perfectly. Okay, so let's glue... Gonna glue the whole area, and we will make something work. This stuff is just easy peasy, guys. Easy peasy. Cut with scissors. This is definitely long enough. It just needs to be thin. And thinner. That's a little piece. And there we go. Get my burnishing tool and really work it down in there. There we go. Everything is covered on that. Got a little bit hanging over. There we go. All right. Okay, so we have some to start our next piece with. We can do our inside, but then we still need to do our outside. So let's go ahead. I'm just thinking about the amount of room I need for 3. So there's 1, 2, and 3. The amount of room we need for 3. I don't want it to be so tight. So if I add this in, because this is actually 2 layers of paper, it does make it a bit snug, really. So I think I'm going to leave it blank, because we've already got this in the front. I'm just going to leave it blank, so I will only need 1 for the back. Alright, guys, that's my choice. That's what I'm doing, and I'm just going to stick with it. And then I'm going to put the envelope on this. So you actually don't have to fill the center. Actually, I should save this. Let me just wipe this off. And let's get a piece here. And I'm going to take my envelope and center it. And I'm going to make a very light, mainly because I don't want to write on my envelope. There we go. So now all of the outside of that is the only place we need to put anything. So, and some of these are so stinking cute. I think I'm just going to use all these little teeny pieces up on these. That's all we need. That's all we need, people. That's all we need. I think I could probably cut this in half. I know it's sometimes we go to silly lengths to save our paper, use up all the paper, but why not? I mean, if you want to just use a whole piece, because I think I will have, definitely, but if you are running low, if you only had a few sheets and you're trying to make one of these, you know, and you want to use all the same paper, but use it all up, this is a perfect way to do this. Just perfect way. Yep. Yes, yes. Whoops. Put the glue. There we go. So, you know, I'm just, we'll keep everything going so it's not upside down. Okay. These two are pretty, so I'm not going to use those up. I do have this that I can use for a good bit. Just going to cut it right up the line here. I love when there's a line. And then we'll use this right here. And then I'm just going to keep that because sometimes those are cute for tags. I know, silly. I know. Okay, so I'm going to cut this in half. And I'm going to put glue. And I'm going to run it right up the edge there. And this I'm going to put in the corner, so it's all covered. And then this I'm going to go along the back end. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Do. Exciting stuff, I know. So, went to the doctor yesterday, and I've for the last, I don't know, 5-6 years now, maybe more. I've had this growth in my back. It's attached to my spine, and it hadn't really bothered me until 9-10 months ago. I go every year and they check it, you know, to make sure it's not turning cancerous or anything like that, and it's not. So but I have been having problems with it now. And I think I'm just going to put it down here now. So I've been having some problems with it. I stand for long periods of time. It really gets to hurting me and stuff. So they're thinking I'm going to have to do some surgery. Ah! I don't know that I want surgery, but it has continued to grow in small, very small increments for a while now. Well, since it started. And so we'll see. We'll see what we're going to do. We'll see what we're going to do. What will be, will be. I don't, I'm going to do my due diligence, and I'm going to check out the surgeon that I've been going to, before it was just, okay, well, we'll keep an eye on it. It's not bothering you. It's not really doing much. I mean, it took a year to grow a 1/2 centimeter. Now, a 1/2 centimeter is, maybe 1/4 inch. So significant, depending on which way it's growing. But before that, it wasn't near a 1/2 centimeter that it grew. It was, it was a milliliters, milliliters. It was growing water bags. So, don't have to do anything like immediate, but we're talking about it. So, I will keep you apprised of all of that situation. See, now, it's all covered, and it looks super cute, but yet you're not wasting any paper. So let's go ahead and glue this down, just because I think it will be easier to see for me and you without the added bulk of the envelope. Mainly for me, because I have to keep it far enough away from me so you can see it. That, yeah, sometimes I don't get quite the view you do, unless my head goes in the shot. So, yeah. So sometimes. And actually, I don't want to put that like that. The words will be upside down. So actually, I am not going to put the envelope, which I'm glad I didn't. I'm not going to put the envelope on yet, because I have to do the eyelet. And that did not go on very straight. There, a little better. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead. Why are you? You need some more glue. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and put, see which way does this look the best. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put my Fabri-Tac all over this puppy. And I'm using a good bit of Fabri-Tac in the center. Not gooping it on top of each other, just, that it is getting covered. Whoops. Okay, now we got it everywhere. I tell ya. Okay. Put the lid on that. And you do want to do this while it is closed. And you're going to center. Okay, so I have centered it now, and I've kind of patted it down so it's nice and straight. So now we're just going to fold it around our edges. Just down around all of the edges. Yay. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Now, do not open this up. Just do the best you can. Make sure you're getting that glue moved around and that you're getting it pulled down properly and it's all getting worked on nicely. If you have something that you can put, you know, in here that's approximately about a ½ inch, I am looking around. Let's see. There we go. And then you can give it a good burnish on the top and the bottom. Make sure it stays up there and give this a good burnish. There. And it's just so pretty on these. I just am so happy that I had that. But don't open it up. Let it dry. Let it dry. What else do we have to do on these? So I think now I can do my eyelets, and I'm going to choose what eyelets I want for this one. I was doing white. I did do white on the last one, but I think on this one, gosh, if I had a gray, that would be like really cool looking. But I don't want to, ooh, woo, 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 woo. Dang it. I don't want this huge, big thing. I want little ones. Gray, 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 gray. I don't guess I've got any little ones that are gray. Let me see in here. I have some very dull silver, which I could do. The dull silver. This is a heart. Well, those are cute. They're a little big. I think I'll do a heart on these, on this one. They're a little larger than the small ones. They're the 3/16 holes. Oops. Oh, that didn't, for some reason. Okay. Well, what the heck is it getting stuck on? Well, that's just weird. It just won't go any further. Okay. We'll figure that out later. We will figure that out later. Okay. So now I am going to pick a line on my board here and align this to that line. Then I'm going to find my center. I got to do a 3/16 hole on this one. I'm going to find my center, and I just need to make sure, see how far I need this to go in. I just need to make sure I leave enough room and that I'm centered. Let's see. Here we go. There we go. Boom. All right, now I'm going to close it up. How far are we? 50. I'm going to close this up. Make a hole. And I can get this one on. I would wait to do this until these were done, but because of videoing, I'm trying to get it done. So now I'm going to put this back up. I want the larger doodads, and this one is going to need, I think this one, which is 3. No, not 3. Let's see. 1. So we'll use 1. So we're going to put this down, line the heart so it's straight up and down. If you like it sideways, do that. I'm going to do up and down. And it's not there. Okay. Now I've got that. I'm going to put it in the hole, and what the heck? Maybe I didn't get it. There we go. Didn't get it all the way. Didn't get it all the way. See, the reason I can really line this up is because it's got lines right there. Okay. Ah, I tell you what. That one is tough. Woo! That one is heavy metal. And I have pulled up just the little ends of my paper. So that is another reason I say let this dry completely before you start doing all this other stuff. I will go back and fix it, but not to worry. Okay. Oh, there we go. Wowie zingers. Those are hard. I don't know that I'll do too many of those in one night. Okay, so then we have some seam binding over here. I don't think I have enough of this one, but I think I will like this one on here. Yes, I will. Okay, and I think I had pulled out approximately 12 inches, give or take. Let's do that twice. So I have, go ahead and cut right here and get this one. And I've got a little piece of icky tape on here. I might have to get another piece. Darn it. Well, I will get my glue brick, my glue removal brick, and take this off. Yep. Hallelujah, ladies and gentlemen, if there's any of you watching. It still says I'm 100% women, but we'll see. Maybe. I did make a new friend on Facebook that was a gentleman. And so I don't know if he's going to start watching me or not. But we're friends on Facebook. Okay, and I had decided that I liked coming from the outside in. I just remembered that. Coming from the outside. Put the 2 points you just cut. And then bring that through. And no, it's the other way. Inside out. I thought I was doing it properly, but it just makes a little finish, looked a little more finished to me, having this going from the inside to the outside. but you can certainly try it both ways. It's just the flat kind of piece comes on the outside, and then the inside you have more of the V look. And I kind of like that left to the inside. All right, so we're going to go from the outside to the inside here. Get these together. Come on. There we go. There we go. And then just kind of pull them individually. Tighten them down. Now that we have our eyelet done and our spine done, we can go ahead and put down our envelope. There is a little bit of that eyelet that gets covered up by the envelope, but I am not worried. You get to see the front one. That is cute enough. And you can use the Fabri-Tac on the side that's going to go on, you know, because it's fabric. I think I might just run a bead of Fabri-Tac real quick along this edge, just to give it that extra hold. And then let's make sure, get it nice and straight. I'm going to open it up now because I think this is dried enough. Where is my, here it is. And I want to burnish this very well down. Got a lot of little bits and pieces to get around the eyelet itself, all the pieces of paper, and then of course our spine. So really give it a good burnish and give it a chance to really grab hold. All right, so there is our envelope. All right, and then with our little pieces here, there is enough, using the 12 inches, to make a bow. But yet it's not, whoops, it's not so crazy that it's just going to get mixed up in the purse too much. Okay, so there, guys, is the book. I would say make these maybe 15 inches instead of 12, because once you do this and then do this, it is a little fiddly, and for somebody who doesn't like doing bows, they may not enjoy that too much. So make it more like 15 instead of the 12. And then, unless you're just going to do, now this, I could take this back off and just do it as a single piece of ribbon. Just like this. You know, it doesn't, and I can just tie it. And it's going to be a little bit longer if I just tie it right there. It is a little bit longer. All right, another inch longer. So you do that however you think. But I would say if you're going to double it like I did, like I have it on the back, which I think is much prettier, make it more like 15 inches instead of the 12. All right, so that is all I'm doing. I'm going to get all of these done, and then we're going to put the pages in, so that will be the last video. Oh, and I see you guys lost me. I love you all so much, and I will talk to you later.